Early exchange, shaping policy, advancing development.
Glad to know you're still tuned in to Early Exchange on Souq News Television. My name is Temple Bar. I still do have Shade Uwe with me today on set.
So, okay, so we're talking about, Barcelona being like one of the,
Tourist destinations.
one of the best tourist destinations.
Have you been to Barcelona?
No.
I'll take you to
We
Spain.
could go. I'll be very glad. I'll be very glad. So they're talking about taxes, and then when I saw this news story, I was wondering, how do you want to tax tourists coming into your country? Because by coming into your country, already they are paying money, they are paying taxes, to improve your tourist sites, to improve the tourism sector. And then now you say, you know what, because you guys are too plenty, we have too many people, they need to pay more taxes on some certain things. It doesn't apply to everybody though, but I think the hotels or some certain hotels or certain residential areas, because they need to maintain their city, as it were.
Well, at some point, I think the thing was 2 years ago, I wrote an essay on sustainable tourism development.
Okay.
And while I was doing research on sustainable tourism, I realized that sustainable tourism has to do with a balance from the impact of tourism. And so, you have a large influx of people into certain places, Hawaii, Cambodia, the Bahamas.
From Africa.
Yeah. I mean, into those, not
Yes,
from,
okay.
from Africa to those
Yes.
areas. And so you have that high influx. And there could be detrimental impact on the number of people going to those places, overcrowding, damage to the environment, human factor. Sometimes
It leads to security issues as well.
so there's just a whole lot that could arise from not managing the inflow of tourists into a particular destination or to a particular destination. And so residents of Barcelona complaining about overcrowding, and so it feels like a way to manage. If there's an increase in tax, which is proposed to start in October, you might just be able to minimize the number of people who would be coming to those areas. So you're probably going to pay more to enjoy the service, to see the scenery. And so when you think about it, you might reconsider, and then it's just going to be allowed for
You might be cautious, because if you know that you have to pay more for something,
Yeah.
you might, want to, handle it gently.
Exactly. And so that's a system where, tourism is mainstay, is a source of revenue generation. And if you had to bring it home, yes, it's in news that the Ekiti state government plans to develop a master plan with the UNTWO to improve tourism in the state. For me, great stuff. Great idea. I mean, way to go. You cannot do more than give commendation. But then does that translate to practicability, or what's the word I'm looking for now? Enforcing that or bringing that plan to life. You could have a plan. You could actually write things you want to do, 10 years, 5 years, and all of that. How achievable is that plan?
Maybe we'll know that when delegation comes, because they're coming in, I think, on the 15th of August to 18 to 19, thereabout. And that's when they will form the framework. And then from there, we'll get more details on that. So joining us on the segment is
Paul Kosarachi. Yes, Paul will be joining us virtually this morning. Paul is the CEO, Junoral Travels and Tour Limited. Paul, glad to have you join us this morning on the program.
How you doing?
Okay, so Paul, if you can hear me, I think you should mute if you can hear me. Let's start off from the background. Barcelona wanting to increase, what do you call it? Tourism tax, right? And some persons will say, you tax a system that works, right? In Nigeria, do we have any tourism tax?
Good morning. Actually, in Nigeria, there is no tourism tax in Nigeria because we have not started doing tourism in Nigeria. Nigeria government don't understand what is tourism. So in this area, you are talking about Barcelona trying to, increase their tourism tax, because of over-tourism, what we call over-tourism. People are visiting Barcelona day in, day out. Dubai also tax people. When I visited Dubai, the hotel I stay, I pay 10 dirham for tourism tax. This is a system that are working. So when the system are working, people are forced to come and they will pay. But here in Nigeria, we don't have those scenario because we don't have what we call master plan for tourism in Nigeria. Anything goes here. Nobody plans for tourism in Nigeria. That's why it's not working here. Government are not responsible for tourism in Nigeria. So everybody is just doing whatever they feel that they can do. So we need to have a master plan in Nigeria before all those things that can work here in Nigeria. So I don't know if you are following what I'm saying.
It's not the first time that I'm hearing of a tourism master plan, right? And I believe the federal government used to have a tourism master plan, as well as other master plans in other sectors. And for what is worth, to a large extent, that tourism master plan has not been implemented. And hence, maybe that's why you're saying we do not have a tourism master plan. First and foremost, what is a master plan? What's the idea? What's the idea of having a plan? Let's get to look at it from that angle before we move forward.
Okay, a master plan is just like when you want to build a house, you have a plan. You have what you want to achieve. Maybe in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years. This is what you want. You have the picture of what you want to achieve. Then there is a process to that. So those process, you start with that process. Then there is a stage 1, there is a stage 2, there is a stage 3. Before you come to the final stage of that your plan, which is when people will start coming to your country because you already have a plan for them to come. So here in Nigeria, there was a time they planned having a master plan, but now it's not working because nobody is responsible. The Nigerian government don't know what is tourism. They don't understand tourism because they will just appoint anybody in tourism ministry. Do you understand now? So we need people that understand this and has that plan. Those people will follow the process to achieve a tourism master plan. Then that is when you will start having people coming to Nigeria as a tourist. Right now, we don't have that.
Do you think about the partnership that the Ekiti state government is planning to have with the UNWTO?
Okay, yes, the state government.
Like, the first of its kind in Nigeria. The delegates will be here from the 16th of August till the 22nd in Ekiti State. So what do you think about that? Is that a step forward?
That is very nice. Very kudos to Ekiti State for them to think in that direction. Because when they have a plan and work towards it, Ekiti State will be in that world map of tourists to fly to visit. Let me tell you why Barcelona is doing all what they're doing today. There is a lay down foundation from urbanization that make them to be enjoying what they're enjoying today. Their facilities, from the road network, from the hotels, there is people that supervise all these things that make sure that whenever a tourist visits, you have the feel. From the airports, there is a plan. But here in Nigeria, the case is different. There is a tourism center I visited in Nigeria. I visited one of their convenience rooms. My dear, throughout the day, I couldn't eat because of what I see or what I saw there. Just imagine that I'm a foreigner visit that place and saw that. The person will not speak good about Nigeria. So all these little things that count, that makes a tourist center, very attractive for people to come. But we don't have those things in place here. That's why we are having a low turnout for tourists to visit Nigeria. So I think Ekiti State is in good direction and in right direction for having a master plan.
You had talked about the fact that we are having a low turnout a low turnover of tourists and tourism in Nigeria. And I'm also aware that you have regional tourism development, you have state tourism development, you have local tourism development, and of course, Ekiti collaborating with the world umbrella body of tourism, is commendable. without any iota of doubt. But then, are you going to go with a school of thought that what works for us in the case of tourism, like the clamors by states to manage their individual resources, right? There are clamors by different states to manage oil, bitumen, whatever coal that is found within their states. Would you say it is only apt that various state governments manage, the various tourism attractions, destinations within the state? I'll give you an example. Abia State has the Ojukwu Bunker, the War Museum, has the Ogbunike Cave, has a lot of tourist destinations, but some of them are owned, or rather, under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Tourism. And so it's actually very difficult for a state to just go in there and say they want to make a change or they want to implement one thing or the other. The bureaucracy surrounding all of this would impede whatever advancement. And so you come to probably a very fine state, Edo State, for example, and you go to Okomu Reserve, where you have the monkeys and the elephants that are going extinct. And then the state of that particular destination is not even compared with the development experience, in the major cities in the state like Benin. And so it feels like there's some attention or has been taken away from that destination. So do you belong to the school of thought that regional tourism, ensuring that tourism is developed at the national level at the same pace, or you feel various state governments in Nigeria should be given opportunity? For example, Barcelona in Spain is just a region, and whatever is accrued to them comes to Barcelona as a region. So do you belong to that school of thought that that's the way it should go for us here as well?
Okay. Let me say something on that regard. Like in Nigeria here, some states are making a move in tourism. For example, Cross River State Government. They have been doing carnival for years now, and it's working. Every year, foreigners flock in Calabar to celebrate their annual festival called Calabar Carnival. And they partner with state government and state ministry of tourism. And all of them usually come there every December for Christmas time to celebrate that tourism festival. Regional tourism can work with supervision of federal government. If any state shows a seriousness in tourism, I think they will make a move, which Cross River State is a good example. They make a lot of money, they make a lot of living from tourism. They're a good example in Nigeria for regional tourism. They just carve themselves out and be doing it every year. They're promoting their carnival. There is a carnival promotion every year out that attracts more than 1,000 people, foreigners. I'm not even saying about Nigeria. So I think it will work, regional tourism. If government or federal government can, empower states to do things on their own, it will work. Thank you.
Run a travels and tours, company, how will tourism, boost business, boost revenue for you?
Can I get you?
I'll come again. I said you run a travels and tours business. Now, increased tourism in Nigeria, at its, at a top-notch level, how would it boost revenue for you? How does it affect your, how would it even impact your business, as a travels and tours, CEO?
Okay. That is what we call low-hanging fruits. These are easy things Nigerians can do. We have a lot of tourism products in Nigeria that can help us with our into travel and tours, that can package tours for people. Let's assume that Nigeria government decided to promote religious tourism. We have top pastors in the world in Nigeria that have population of people that come to their church. Let's say the Nigeria government decided to promote 5 top pastors in Nigeria, fix a program for them, get a venue for them, promote it consistently in all media. I think we have a lot of businesses to do, from issuing a ticket, from organizing a local tour for them, booking a hotel, taxi, everybody will be in business, maybe in a 1 week program. The Nigeria government just organize it for them. This will boost our business very much if there is a lot of tourists coming to Nigeria. Or into music world also. Nigeria have top artists that if government eventually plan to, have a mega party or a mega show, all these our Nigeria celebrities, movie stars, there will be a good number of tourists coming to Nigeria with ease. We call it mice. It's a low-hanging fruit. There is a compelling force that forcing tourists to come. Do you understand? Normally, they will not come if there is no that show. So I think Nigeria government should think in that direction. This will help our businesses. Thank you.
Well, two salient points that you've brought up, religion and entertainment. But then let me backtrack a little bit. Can you give me an overview of what the business has been like, especially now? I have to juxtapose this, pardon me, with cost of airline tickets skyrocketing, and that has marooned people to certain parts of the states. People who want to travel actually reconsider. They think over and over again if they're willing to make that trip. Pleasure or business? It has to be business for them to travel. The fact that people travel for pleasure has, visitation, long vac. It's the summer holiday, the long vac breaks, and you're not having people move en masse as it used to be. You want to visit this uncle in Abuja, you're going to Owerri, you're going to Enugu to, have that exchange to feel the environment. How has that impacted the travel and tour industry for you?
Very badly, very badly. It's really affecting us because people are not traveling again, unlike before, when we used to have a flight local tickets at 23,000, 25,000, or even at 18,000. But now, a one-way ticket to Lagos to Abuja or Lagos to Enugu Airport will be costing you not less than 100,000, and most people cannot afford it. So this is having a very bad effect on our businesses and even in the tourism. Like we are in summer now. A lot of Nigeria usually travel abroad for their summer, but now we are not having them because of the flight tickets. A family of 4 or a family of 5 will be thinking of 10 million naira for their flight tickets to and fro. So all these things are affecting our business. So I think government needs to do something on that angle, and we can improve the business of tourism.
You had mentioned religion and entertainment attractions as a tour packages that can be put together to bring people into Nigeria. But I want you to bring us up to speed with, some of the viable tourist destinations and probably attractions that people can actually go see within Nigeria. What are those hotspots? You mentioned Cross River State and the Carnival, which is once a year. Well, are there areas or places that in your own expertise that you'll be advising that people should visit to experience Nigeria truly?
Oh, there's a lot of good places to visit in Nigeria. Cross River still come to my mind. Obudu Ranch is a very nice place to visit for families. You have a lot of good things, good attraction there. Their weather is just like Europe. So if you have the chance to, visit, I would like every Nigeria to make it a point of duty to try to visit there once in their lifetime. Then in the northern part of Nigeria, we have Yankari Game Reserve. It used to be a nice place until all these security issues start. So it's a very nice place to visit. We have in Abia State, all this war museum for our people that like history. If you visit there, you will see it, National War Museum. And it's one of the 7 wonders of Nigeria mentioned by African Travel Quarterly. So it's a nice place to visit also. Then here in Lagos, for people that like beaches, there is a lot of private beaches in Lagos you can visit that are just like Maldives in Nigeria here. So it's a very nice place for us to visit. If you cannot afford a abroad trip or abroad holiday, we have a good places in Nigeria you can visit, and feel at home. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so in you didn't mention Ikogosi Springs in Ekiti State.
Okay, spring water.
Ekiti State. That's one of the the very good places that everybody should, should visit. But then again, I want to ask you, this question. What impact does
Okay.
security, have on your business?
Okay. Tourism and security goes hand in hand. When there is a secure environment, the tourists will come. But once there is a bad news about a destination, the tourists will run. They will not visit there again. That's why we call tourism a fickle industry. It's very, very hard to regain a trust of tourists once there is a problem in a destination. Just like what happened, let me use myself as an example. We visited a place in Kaduna State, one tourist spot there in Kaduna State. So after we left there, like a month after, our guys there just go there and do something. So since then till now, I've not seen any Nigeria tour operator promoting that place because of insecurity. So insecurity has a lot of disadvantage to tourism. But only things that makes insecurity not to hinder tourism is what we call mice, like what I said, compelling force that will make people to travel. Apart from that, they will not travel once there's an insecurity in the place. Thank you.
Doing this for over the years, and you've come across a lot of persons, clients, tourists, enthusiasts, and of course, people who want to see Nigeria, travel enthusiasts, if I may. As it were now, in your experience, what destination would you say has the largest influx? Or what destinations would you describe as the choicest destinations, places where people rather go to, apart from Cross River, because it seems like you have like some sort of affinity for Cross River State. So apart from Cross River State, what state would you say people want to go to the most in all of the years you've been doing this? If you can give me your
Okay.
I'd appreciate that.
Okay. From experience, people love to come to Lagos for holidays. People love to come to Lagos. People love to visit Abuja as a city for holidays, apart from Cross River. Then the Lagos side of it is because of once you come to Lagos, there's a lot of tourism attractions you can visit that centers around a place. You can touch the beach. There is Nike Art Gallery you can visit. There is this conservation center in Lekki there you can visit. There is Shrine in Ikeja, Fela Kuti Shrine in Ikeja you can visit. So people normally like to come and see all these things in Lagos. So it's one of those places people normally ask me to, do a little package for them to come and see.
So it's safe to say that apart from Lagos, Abuja, and Cross River states, other states are actually lagging behind in developing the various ancillary services that would support tourism in the state.
Are not promoting. And once you are not promoting, people will not know. Just like Enugu state government now, they are trying to promote and trying to develop a master plan in Enugu state. The new governor is doing very massively well in tourism, and also that focusing on mines to attract business tourists in Enugu. So that is going to be another area we'll be looking up to tourists to be visiting. Also, Akwa Ibom state also Uyo that also doing well. Destination. So I think other state governments should borrow a list from those states and promote what they have. Once you promote, people will see it and they will like to visit. An average Nigerian here, they don't know what we have in Nigeria. So whereby the state government are not promoting what they have. And Nigeria is blessed. Each state in Nigeria have their own, very nice destination, a very nice tourism center. In each state in Nigeria, I can tell you that each state, Nigeria is so blessed that we have in all states, we have a tourism attraction in all states. So what we need and what we are lacking is that promotion and informing people that this thing is here and encourage people to visit Nigeria and not patronize this abroad trip every time. So we need to, do it and promote what we have so that Nigerians will know that we have all these things so that they can visit. Thank you.
Just before we wrap up the conversation, you've talked about promotion a whole lot, letting people know what is in Nigeria, what we have to offer as a country. But you also mentioned ancillary services, if I got you correctly there, certain things that needs to be done. If as a way of proffering solution, because the program is about agenda setting and shaping policies, what are the various things that the state government, the local government, the federal government need to do to ensure that we develop tourism at all levels, so that people within Nigeria want to go across, various states. People outside Nigeria want to visit Nigeria. And of course, in the long run, the idea is to generate revenue from
Okay.
tourism. So we can join the likes of Barcelona and be taxing tourists who visit Nigeria.
Okay. From local government level, we need to, have accessible road to all these tourism destinations. Some of the destinations don't have good roads. And when you visit there, they don't have good facilities. If you want to go and ease yourself in a facility, it's something else. So they need to maintain all these places and adequate security. And also government should, have a steady power supply for all these tourism centers, because it's a power consuming. They cannot run it on themselves. So if government can do all these things, have a good accessible road to all these tourism centers in Nigeria, and ensure of security of the place, because at times all these centers are in a lonely place. They are very, lonely in some of the places they are located. So they need adequate security, accessible road, and the good facility in that destination, which can sustain people to be coming there. Thank you.
So that's at the local government, and I'm sure that you would say applies to the state and the federal government. Or is there any other thing you would want to add? For regional development?
Yes. Yeah. I'm thinking in that direction that the federal government should back the local states, should back the local governments up with that, because there, all these tourism attractions are located in a particular local government. Then the local government should, bring it up to the state level. Then if the state cannot handle it, the federal government should come in, so that it will be a network that between the federal government, state government, and local government. That is a partnership to make that place to be viable.
Preaching good Nigeria, good governance, and we are trying to, boost the local tourism. So, in your opinion, please tell me, how much would it cost me, to go on vacation within Nigeria on an average?
Like how many days?
5 days.
Okay, 5 days in local tour in Nigeria. Okay, maybe if you want to visit a state with a flight, you'll be talking about 600,000 naira for 5 days. But if you want to use a bus, you'll be talking about 400,000 naira for a 5 days vacation in Nigeria.
Okay. That seems reasonable.
That can do.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Paul, for joining us on the program today. You've been very helpful to provide insights on the conversation we've had today, and we look forward to having you, some other time when we're talking tourism again. So just stay safe and have a swell day.
Thank you so much.
All right, so that was Paul Kosarachi, who is the CEO, General Travels and Tour Limited. And of course, he's giving us some ideas. But then, Sade, who is giving you 5 days away from work?
But we were talking about the
Who is
minimum.
giving you 5 days?
The minimum wage is like 70,000 naira, and then I have to cough out probably 600.
Okay, so that's the mathematics you were doing.
So 600 naira to go.
600,000.
600,000 naira to go
within Nigeria.
And it's just me.
How many months' salary is that?
No, you don't want to put me on you don't want to put me on the spot on this. But the truth is this: we need to boost local tourism, because you have people during the summer holidays, you have kids in school saying, look, I'm going out of the country for 1 month, 2 months, and we know how much that will translate to an economy.
If it remains here.
If it remains here, yes.
So there's just a whole lot. But then, like Paul has said, tourism promotion is the way to go. Apart from the fact that it's important that ancillary services, good road
And
construction.
negative media doesn't help.
Yeah.
Negative media doesn't help. There was the photo I saw of a lion that, was almost dying. It looks not properly taken care of. What this does is this. If the people you're trying to attract into Nigeria see such photos, there is no point coming here because, it doesn't make sense coming here to see, because they know that you're not doing the work. You're not putting, enough efforts to make sure that the wildlife is sustainable and is being done, according to standards. So the media should also, they have a lot of work to do, to promote Nigeria at its best.
Well, Africa generally, the continent of Africa needs all of the promotion it can get. And to encourage people, Kenya has done great. Eastern Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, you have a large influx of, people from around the world into those various areas where you have the rainforest, the conservations, and all that. But then it beats my imagination why you like Ikogosi Warm Spring a whole lot. Tell me about Ikogosi Warm Spring.
That's why you have the, the warm cold.
I've been there.
I haven't been there, but
It
the
seems like
reviews,
it's a play.
no, but the reviews are on 100%,
Yeah.
So it's not like this is an advert, but people know that Ikogosi is one of the best tourist sites in Nigeria, and we need to promote it more.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to visiting Ikogosi. I had the opportunity of doing that back in school, but I don't know how I missed it. But it's just good to know that some of these places exist.
Yes.
And the point where you have River Niger and River Benue,
Yes.
the confluence,
Yeah.
can even be a major destination. Like, we're not doing enough. We have one of the biggest tributaries in the world, which is in the Bayelsa State, the Niger Delta. Tributaries like where you have the water, and that's where the confluence goes all the way and disperses. So some of those things can be highlighted. And yes, I wouldn't blame Paul, for taking a swipe at, the Federal Ministry of Culture and Tourism, who I believe, need to go back to the tourism master plan that years ago was put together to develop tourism in Nigeria on a regional level. Well, we want to wrap things up.
Yes.
I mean, allow the curtains drop at this point of the program. It's been a swell time being with you. And then there's something that just comes to my head, and that's the fact that, with all of this protesting, just imagine who wants to now do tourism to Nigeria at this point, please. It's
Nobody
crazy.
would. That's why I said, sometimes some of these things, has an effect on the image of Nigeria on a whole.
Well, sometimes bad experiences are just ways for you to learn lessons, just like the one I had today. For the first time, I experienced the one chance. One chance. I've been hearing about it, but then I got in the bus that was heading in an opposite direction to where I was supposed to be going, and almost lost my phone for making such an error. And have I learned a lesson? Yes. Will I be making that mistake again? No.
No.
I'm going to be asking over and over again, are you going my way? Just to be sure that I don't miss my way next time. But that is the way we'll be wrapping it up on the program today. It's been early exchange, and the exchange between I and Shade has been surreal. I don't know if you feel that way too.
Yes, I do, actually. You have the vibe, so it's okay.
Many thanks to our guests who joined us. We did have Comfort Sunday John earlier on. We had Kayode, head of news.
Yes.
And of course, just in the last 10 minutes or thereabout, Paul Kosarachi joined us on the program. So to everyone who is behind the camera, ensuring that you receive us crisp, loud and clear, thank you so much. You guys rock. And of course, to our producer, indefatigable producer, thank you so much, Juvi. My name is Temple Bara.
And my name is Shade Uwe.
Look forward to Market Insights later on today. And of course, the rest of our programming will be bringing you right here on Souq News Television. Follow us on our various social media handles and platforms. Souq News TV. Comment, like, share, engage, and be a part of the family. Have yourself a great day, and bye for now.
Bye for now.
exchange, shaping policy, advancing development.